How do we make money in these markets?
How do you make money? Well, you just put AI at the end of your survey.
AI,
that's all
you were
do.
listening to the conversation we were having earlier.
I was. It's quite funny, isn't it? As though AI has never been invented before.
Yeah.
It's also going to service your aeroplane engine. It's going to fit your roof. And serve you in a restaurant.
Could it unblock my brain?
Unblock your brain as well.
Current problem at home at the moment. No, it's the answer to all of those questions.
Mini bubble within a previous bubble.
Is there a safe way of playing it with to take advantage of the upside without getting hurt? No. Could I just buy the Nasdaq or some of the chip makers?
Well, who wants to buy the Nasdaq when most of the FANGs have got negative revenue growth? No, not really. No. And I'm not buying 230 years of cash flow either. So we might not be here. 2,250? No. Nonsense. Utter nonsense. But the normal nonsense you get in this moment in time. There's always got to be a trend and a fad. Fantastic. I'm sure it's going to revolutionise our lives. But not at these price points. Even the most gifted growth investors were selling this 2-3 months ago. I even think Kathy would have managed to sell it as well, I believe, prior to this bounce. So a bit of a bubble moment. There are probably better ways to play than these things still.
What are some of those better ways to play it?
Anything probably but AI at this precise moment, I would say. Wow. Very, very short. You've got this absolute war zone. It's really interesting between the technicals which say every fundamental analyst is bearish, or hedge fund. Well, the bulk of hedge funds are short. Most of the guys I talk to are on the long side, sort of hanging their heads in their hands going, earnings versus opportunity, perhaps not. And then you've got this whole vexed question of Europe, Europe, UK, Japan, the rest of the world actually not looking uncomfortable, really, to anyone else with a long-term mindset. Reasonable value. US mostly skewed by tech. Again, the US is not just 500 AI companies, well, not yet anyway. There are vast parts of the US market where you would say you're not getting a screaming buy here, but you've still got that same challenge of this halo group of companies that everyone is so obsessed by. Microsoft's capex has gone through the roof. Everyone seems to sort of just ignore these things. Its net income's barely growing, yet we would think it's going to take the world over. So again, it's a little bit of rational expectations, and the rational expectation is not in that area. But the longer term trends, they're not going to change. Infrastructure is falling apart everywhere. US, UK, actually parts of Europe, less so. Needs to be redone. Energy security is a reality. Electrification is a reality. And I'm sorry, defence as well. Jeff and I come from an era when you used to spend 4 to 7% of your GDP on defence. You now spend 1 to 2. Good luck. Hope you enjoyed it. Not going to carry on for the next 5 to 10 years. There's longer term trends to play. Sustainable energy is a way of playing these things. So there are themes, there are trends, much more so than something we've already been using for nearly 20 years called AI. Go onto an airline website and see how AI works for you. How do you think our electricity gets moved around at different points in time? It's all AI already. So the idea is going to revolutionise the entire back office of every rubbish. Computers have to deal with irrational humans most of the time. That means it's going to be a long term for machine learning, in my humble view. And more jobs will be created in different places. The paranoia about it removing everyone's jobs is nonsense. The idea it's internal wealth from it is also nonsense.